talking about the Charles Barkley situation.
LIV.
It says Dan Packer says he was told by Charles Barkley, he may need to leave TNT if he joins LIV Golf.
Wow.
And
So
he's
that could
meeting
be the
with
thing that
LIV.
breaks up.
And he's meeting tomorrow night with LIV.
That's going to be the big thing that breaks up inside the NBA. LIV Golf.
Then everybody's gonna hate him, right?
Yeah, right.
You know what I saw? I don't
bring
know.
up the
I don't know if you saw that quote earlier, but and people can hate the messenger all they want, and Lord knows there's a lot of people that hate Donald Trump, but Donald Trump was asked about it, and this is what he said. You can take it for what it's worth. I actually think we're going to look back, and he's going to be right about this. He said, all of those golfers that remain loyal to the disloyal PGA are going to pay a big price when the inevitable merger with LIV comes and you get nothing but a big thank you from PGA officials. Ooh. That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's tough.
I mean, look, I think he's going to end up being right because at some point, you know what's going to happen. What rules all of these sports?
Money?
TV.
Oh,
Yeah. TV.
Because that's where the money is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so TV's going to come in and be like, yo, we've got this deal with you. We want all the best players playing here this weekend. That's what we paid for.
Yeah.
So figure something out.
Yeah.
Your way of this thing being broken into two, it hasn't worked.
Well, that's even the hard
And in
part.
fact,
Yes.
it's getting worse and worse for us.
Well,
so the deal we signed is not the deal that is being lived up to. So figure this out. And so that's where Trump's right, because these guys that now have gone and taken all this guaranteed money, the ones that have stuck it out, the PG is going to be like, hey, thanks for your loyalty. It's going to be like, wait, what? I could have left and gotten a fortune.
Yeah.
And then still been a part of what inevitably is going to take place, because they're not going to just split and compete.
No, and the other thing too is, as you said, with the television contracts, like they could do the thing where they can try after, because now the majors are over, and they can do it where they can say, no, you guys that play in LIV, you're not going to be eligible to play in the majors. But if these dudes just keep taking the money and going over, like, bro, these television companies,
of course they are.
For the majors, like, yo, why do we pay this much for a major when the best players aren't even here now?
Every place.
Yeah.
Every place is going to say that.
Yeah.
Yep. They're going to do it for in-person attendance. They're going to do it for TV ratings. They're going to do it. And so that's why when Trump was asked about it, he said that, because he knows the way this stuff works.
Yeah.
The way this stuff works is not that it's just going to break up and it's going to be two competings. It's going to be like eventually they're just going to have to say, okay, let's play ball with you.
Yep.
Because now they've done this hard line and it hasn't worked. And so that's why he said his point was, all these guys that are like saying, I'm loyal to this, that's what you're going to get for your loyalty.
Yeah.
Thanks for being loyal.
A nice little message.
You remember I told you months ago, Rory was caught on that hot mic, and he's basically saying, like, we got to figure out like the way that this needs to play out. This is after the Phil stuff, and
Yeah.
Rory's been the most outspoken. But he also on that hot mic was saying, the thing to do would be, how do we get here's all this money being spent in golf. How do we get this money involved here? Like, this is happening either way. So instead of competing with it, why don't we get it all in the same pot so that we're all benefiting from it? And instead, they wanted to do, they got their chest out way too far on this, and they thought that whole legacy BS was going to rule the day. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of these guys that are rich, for sure, right?
Old rich white guys love legacy stuff.
They do
bro,
love it.
I love legacy
But, bro,
stuff.
if they go to Cam Smith and they say, yo, Cam, we'll give you $90 million.
Say less.
You
What
know
do
how
I
much he
sign?
just made for winning the British Open? 2.5.
Oh, yeah, he's a wrap.
Yeah.
He's gone.
We're going to give you 90 just to come over right now.
And it's less guys, less competition. Yeah, I'm going to holler at y'all. Deuces.
I mean, look, the dam has been broken now for a long, for weeks and weeks and months.
Yeah.
And they're saying it's going to be a super bloodletting, for lack of a better
Once
term.
the playoffs end.
Yes. It's already happening now that major season ends.
Yeah.
Major season was the first one. Well, you see, Henrik Stenson went yesterday, and people could say, well, who gives a crap about Henrik Stenson? Henrik Stenson is the friggin' captain of the European Ryder Cup team.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, okay, take my captaincy.
All right.
I'll take the $50 million.
Yeah, I'll take the $50 million. The check's still going to clear, buddy.
Instead of getting all that money involved in the PGA Tour, they wanted to be like, nah. They wanted.
We should stick the chest out.
Boy, did they pick the wrong fight.
Yeah.
They picked the wrong fight.
and
then they drew a line in the sand and said, you can't do both. You can. I tell you, I mean, I had a guy tell me when this first came up, he said they want you to be an independent contractor until.
Yeah.
It doesn't benefit them.
Yeah.
Because they're not in a union. There's not a players association. They're independent contractors. But you're an independent contractor that can only do that. Because they've got the power.
Yeah.
So that's why these guys stood up and they're like, yeah, to hell with you. It's a
The
mess.
PGA Tour
Cash rules everything
they're,
around
They're
me.
picking a fight with someone who has more money than they do.